Hey darlings. Anna guessed that Igor would not let her go just like that. We'll take everything to the last penny. They got married when she was only 20. Igor is already 32. Adults, cute, with an apartment, firmly standing on the feet of a young man. Liked Anya very much. Come on, daughter. Get married quickly, until you miss such a guy. Mom, I'm not married. I still have to graduate from the institute. The institute is not the main thing, she thought. And how many years will you have when you get your diploma? Huh. No one will take it anymore. You will stay on our neck. You are not a young girl for so long. Igor first saw Anya when he came to visit his sister for her birthday. What a beauty. And most importantly, modest. Igor always liked such girls. When you asked his sister for her friend's address, he did so that they met by themselves near her house, allegedly accidentally started to communicate. Already a few days later, Igor unexpectedly announced himself to Anya at home with a bouquet of roses, which he immediately gave to her mother. He began to take care of the girl beautifully, did not give her made very positive impressions on her parents. Annie's mother was just delighted with her daughter's fiancé. Annie herself did not understand how in 2 months she felt in a dress, a coat, and a white dress. They played a wedding. Family life began. Annie immediately understood who she was dealing with in her life. A week later, the newlyweds were very angry. Igor pounced on Annie. Why did you buy apple juice? It's an empty waste of money. Then more. Immediately after the wedding, Anya got pregnant. All the time she wanted something delicious. But her husband did not let her spend anything on herself. The clothes became small. She needed new comfortable shoes. Every purchase was accompanied by a scandal. The husband angrily sewed the things Anya bought. Not only new comfortable shoes flew into the wall, but toys for the future baby, even if the parents gave her money for all this. Anya became nervous, shuddered by every sharp sound. My girlfriend saw everything, but never stepped in for the rain. And Anya said that she was to blame for everything. It is better to please her husband. The husband lost interest because he needs to take care of himself. And beautiful life. And no matter how you feel, you think you're pregnant. Everyone was pregnant. Annie's father was just shaking his head. In this family, he did not have the right to vote. The owner's wife was in charge of everything. Annie took an academic vacation, graduated from college, graduated already in college. But somehow she got through. A daughter was born. And Igor was very upset. The son wanted to continue the child, and then the girl, who broke up with her, passed 12 years. Only thanks to her unwavering nature and unhappiness, Anya was able to last all these years. Several times Igor tried to raise his hand on her and put the son-in-law in his place. He realized that it was better not to wave fists in the house, at least while the father was alive. Yes, Igor was cowardly. He was always afraid of the authorities. If rumors about his domestic handwork reach them, it will be not very pleasant. You can lose the remnants of authority and respect for your colleagues. Igor had a hard time with this business at work. Even before the boss of the workshop, he climbed the career ladder. But then he stopped. In general, he barely held on to this position. There was a great chance of rolling down because of the character of his not simple. And also, this is his greed. It should be noted that Igor had a very peculiar greed. She was aimed exclusively at others. He was fooling around. He had everything he wanted. He loved to go to a restaurant in Tykar, to eat deliciously to his pleasure. And you can't go home. There is a wife and a daughter. You need to save on them. He had been saving his salary for many years on account in the bank and lived on his wife's money. Anna seemed to earn well, but still lacked. Everything was on her. Quarrel, food, clothes. They did not go on vacation. They never saw the daughter of the sea. The daughter grew up and looked more and more like her father. That's good, Anya thought. Maybe she will love her daughter, but Dad didn't care if her daughter looked like her or not. It was more important for him to have less money for her. Anya was afraid to buy a bun for her daughter more than once, and Rich couldn't go about sweets. She gave her only at the moment when Igor was not at home, so that the father of the family did not notice the overspending of money. So they lived. It is very strange that the woman did not even think about the divorce, as if she was sleeping and seeing a bad dream, and could not wake up. Everything changed when Anya met Leonid. And the thing was like this. Anya was late for work and could not leave home. She was already standing at the bus stop for an hour and waited for the bus. And after 9 p.m., the transport from this area of the city stopped walking at all, and you could only get there by taxi. Anya never chose a job for her own convenience, even though far from home, but if you pay well, Anna agreed. For her, this condition was the main thing. It's not a problem to get up 2 hours early in the morning, but at least they will be full and more or less dressed. For the last 5 years of marriage, she drove her husband's car only once. She somehow asked in the forest for mushrooms. The husband liked to repeat that he was not going to drive her much honor. Let him save money and buy a car for himself, and only spend on the left and right he can. She did all the shopping herself and carried everything on herself. She ran into the store near work and stood at the stop with packages in her hands. And then while she arrives, there will be nothing left in the store near the house. No fresh bread, no milk. It was dark for a long time. A small rain poured from the sky. The wind tore off the yellow leaves of the trees. Anya stood and thought that she would come home now, and she still had to cook dinner quickly, because her husband is hungry and angry. Igor never cooked anything himself for all these years, didn't even fry the eggs. He just sat and waited for his wife to then pour out his dissatisfaction on her. Anya was alone at the bus stop. Where is the bus? What if it doesn't come at all? Taxi is not for her. Igor will be enraged. If when she had to very, very rarely go by taxi, she would leave it meters away from home so that her husband would not see, God forbid. Suddenly, a car stopped near her. Black, big, shiny. Dear, probably, thought Anya. She lowered the glass and the man behind the wheel asked, "To give you a ride?" "Thank you. No need." "For what? Thank you when I drive, you will say." Anya was silent. "I had to call a taxi. I'm taxiing, working in the evenings. I'll pick you up for half the price." "Sit down." Anya was not even going to sit down, but the man got out of the car, took for her packages. "Send a home text with the car number if you are afraid. Give me your bags." Anya was not sure if she would obey. She sat in the back seat. On the road the man joked, told something. Anya thought only about one thing. Where should I go so that my husband doesn't see me? Why are you silent? I think. About what? About where I should go so that my husband doesn't notice that you brought me. Honestly, Anya answered. Jealous? The man smiled. Jealous. Anya herself did not understand how she managed to get this word out. The man was silent and did not say a word. When Anya left the car, she tried to give the driver the cost of the trip, like in a taxi. He didn't even want to listen, said that she was joking about the subcontract, and put a business card in her hand. Call me somehow, okay? Anya didn't say anything, put the business card in her pocket and went home. This time they didn't meet, it was all later. Anya never called. Leonid began to come to this stop every day. And of course, one day he saw Anya when she was going home from work. He was so impressed by this young woman, cute, kind, simple, cute. He immediately saw all this in her, felt it with his heart, and the lonely female silhouette at the stop in the cold autumn evening. He could not pass by. Anya read what was written on the business card, immediately throwing it away, not even reaching her entrance. The commercial director of the largest factory in the city. Wow, what a bird brought her home today on its wings. It's just unreal to call him. Who is he and who is she? But someone there, where people's fate is decided, thought differently. Anna and Leonid got to know each other better, started to talk, and then meet. And only then did Anya begin to understand in what selfless darkness she lived until now. And it was not at all the duty of the person who was nearby, and not in money. The duties with money do not help to be happy at all. Having collected her things, Anya left Igor. She had very few personal things. Clothes gained just nothing. Igor immediately, as soon as the talk about the divorce began, took off his shields. He sold the car, his apartment. In general, there was nothing to lose in this marriage, but only a daughter. When divorcing, from her own helplessness, trying to keep her wife or just to make her stronger, Igor persuaded his daughter to stay with him, and trips to foreign resorts if she stays with her father. He was constantly against her mother. There, the grandmother, whose mother-in-law also put her hand on her, trying to save her daughter from a fatal mistake. It was very difficult for Annie, but she left her husband. She did not expect that he would manipulate the child, but she did not give up. They decided there that they would control how does a girl live with her father. If anything, they will take her to their own. By the time he met Anya, Leonid had been divorced for 2 years, paid alimony, and from the first marriage, he also had a daughter. By the way, Igor, the ex-husband of Anya, did not offend his daughter when he was left alone. After a while, he finally calmed down, stopped being angry with Anya, even started to tease the girl, and never married again. After the divorce, the daughter communicated with her mother too. Anna developed when she was 33 years old. Her whole life is ahead. She got married, gave birth to a son in a year, and is still infinitely happy. She really values her new family because she knows how it feels. Different. This story has a happy ending. In the end, everything became better and easier. Subscribe to the channel. I will be grateful for the like under the video. See you soon.